Makin Moves TV, episode 7. 7 episodes deep, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. You guys, I say this every episode, you guys are really the reason I keep going. Because sometimes I'm like, man, I don't know if I should keep doing this, but I appreciate the love and support. We took some time off, holidays and all that. I did have some lined up, but didn't feel like it was right with timing and me being busy, and I didn't want to rush nothing. So we're back to it. 2025 is our year. Stay tuned. A lot of cool things coming. But today, we have a very special guest. Someone I've known since I was about 14, freshman year in high school. Real cool, genuine brother, man. A comedian. My boy, Vic Medina.
What's up, my boy?
What's good? How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm blessed, bro. Blessed. Just trying to work this shit out. You know how it goes, man. But yeah. What's speaking of holidays, how was your holidays?
The holidays was cool, bro. Like the family has a thing where we always do like a potluck gathering.
Okay.
So everybody just brings a plate.
Okay.
Everybody gets together. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that stuff. So even New Year's. And yeah, we just brought it in with the family, you know.
Okay.
Kind of cool.
Okay.
What about you guys?
We do trips. So like every other year, like one year we'll spend with the family, like our family, and then the year after we'll go like on a trip. So we've been going down to SoCal, man. I think that's our second home. We love it down there. We go to Newport Beach down there. So got an Airbnb down there, did it up. And it's nice, just trying to make memories because, you know, they get gifts and all that, but they play with them for a few minutes and then it's a wrap. It's over. So I'd rather make memories and just kind of start our own tradition. You know, I feel like holidays ain't really what they used to be.
Right.
And I don't know how they were when you were growing up, man, but they used to be, you know, you go to grandma's house, you pull up, all your cousins are there.
Yeah.
Food's already going, and we didn't really do gifts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were each other's present.
Yeah.
But that tradition kind of faded away. So we just kind of do our own thing, but it was fun, bro. Much needed getting away and just spending time at the beach and all that.
Now, when you guys do that, is it like a family vote? Like everybody decide, like, oh, where we going, or y'all just got your spots already where you guys?
That's a good question. I get outvoted a lot.
Yeah.
I love Newport. That's my go-to. If there's anywhere I can go, that's like my Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii, but if I could imagine what Hawaii is like, it's Newport Beach. But if it's up to my wife and daughter, it's Disneyland.
Nice.
So we've done that. We did Disneyland. We've done Disneyland on Christmas twice. I'm gonna be in trouble for not remembering this. I think we did it twice now the past couple of years, but it's pretty dope.
That's tight.
It's pretty dope. The park's all themed out and Christmas stuff, and you know that parade that they do in the middle of like the street and all that. It's pretty dope. But if it's up to them, it's Disneyland. If it's up to me, it's Newport. So we kind of meet in the middle. We'll do like 2 days in Disneyland and a couple days in Newport. But yeah, man, that's it, man. How was your New Year's?
It's cool. I feel like it was kind of like crazy because it was between the week, so it was the energy
That
wasn't
sucks.
there.
Yeah, that's janky.
Yeah, the energy wasn't there. It was kind of like it is what it is. But I mean, it was cool. I ate a lot, so that's always a good thing. But then you overeat and you just go to sleep, so it's you know.
I'm the worst at that.
Unavoidable.
Do you be watching the ball drop? Like, did you ever watch that growing up?
Yeah, nah. It ain't.
It ain't like it used to. Yeah.
I remember back then, everybody had it on the TV.
Right.
Eating food.
Right.
Out of nowhere. Oh, it's 10 seconds, and everybody used to get up, like excited.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of like everybody look at their phone. Oh shit! It's you know, boom.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like that whole little ball drop tradition ain't even what it used to be either.
Nah. You know what's crazy is I still want to go do that. When I was younger, I'm like, man, that looks lit. And now I hear like once you're in front of like that stage, you can't leave.
I hear people be taking diapers, bro.
I mean, I heard that too. I'm like, that is wild. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, that shit is wild. I don't think it's that serious.
No, it's not.
You know? And then did you see the LA one?
Nuh-uh.
LA got a thing where I guess it's a thing because there was a lot of people up there, but there's like a counter billboard that says like how many deaths per year due to cigarette smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So at 12 it goes back down to 0, and everybody's just waiting for that thing to go down to 0 and then start celebrating. I'm like, that's the craziest thing, bro. You know?
But no, that's crazy. I never heard of that.
Yeah, I seen it on Instagram.
Trip. Okay.
It was crazy. I was like, damn, that's like the craziest part to celebrate around is like a death counter. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Yeah. Are you into like the New Year, New Me thing, or do you feel like it's just another day? And
I feel like
what's your
it's
stance on that?
I feel like it's the same thing every day. Every day could be your new year if
Right,
you wanted it to be.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you go into the new year with the same mindset, you're not gonna do anything different than you did the year before. Whereas if you go in, let's say you wake up tomorrow and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. That's your new year because
Mm-hmm.
you could start something new. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People won't do it on New Year's and start their weight loss journey, but then you'll see them in June and out of nowhere, you'll see them 3 months down the line and they're skinnier than, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I feel like every day's your chance for a new year, you know?
Yeah.
I feel that that mindset should be more of a common thing with everybody. Like, just jump off the porch and do whatever you're going to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop thinking about it. We're only wasting time if we don't do it, you know?
That's half the battle is the mental part of it. Even me, man, just like I tell myself I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And the times I have worked out, I just did it. Like I
Right.
woke up one day and I went straight to it. But whenever I like try to plan for it, meal prep, do this and that, it don't last. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
like my own mind be playing tricks on me sometimes. But um, so what's going on nowadays, man? It's been a minute since I seen you.
Right. Well, just focusing on this comedy thing right now, bro.
Let's
Like,
talk about that.
yeah, like I said, it's kind of crazy how it happens, you know. But now that it did happen and I got the first one over with, it's kind of like I'm just sticking to it.
How'd you get into that? What? And I told you this before. I'm not surprised that you're a comedian.
Yeah.
Not that does not surprise me. Like that fits you.
Yeah.
For sure. I remember like even in school, cutting
Right.
up, getting in trouble, Mr. Coleman's class, all that. Like
Right.
he used to kick us out, or just have us in
All
the
the
back of
time.
class, was rolling.
Yeah.
So when I saw that you were doing that, I'm like that. I'm not surprised. Like
Right,
that's
right.
that's his fit. But what got you started in that? Like what made you say like, all right, I'm gonna do this?
It was crazy because like you said, like everybody always told me the same thing. Like, bro, like you should do something
Yeah.
along those lines. Maybe not just comedy, but something along them lines. Because I was always roasting people and doing stuff like that. I had an aunt who was also like, "Go start making videos." She wanted me to do the TikTok route. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, "Nah, I don't know." And then eventually, it's crazy. All right, you meet people that inspire certain things, I guess. And I met this chick, and she kind of spoke that into like the whole mindset thing, where what are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? And when she would say that type of stuff, like I never told her like, oh, I want to do comedy, but it was always something in the back of my head. And then I just remember one time scrolling through Instagram and seeing the little post pop up of open mic, and I was like, I'm gonna just pull up, see what happens, you know? And pulled up, uh, got the butterflies like everybody else would, and then just I said, "Hey, I'm already here. Fuck it, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just jumped up there. But it was crazy because even then, like the way they do it is, it's a bucket pulling thing. They put everybody's name in there, and then they start pulling people's names out as it's going. So you're not even guaranteed a spot. But as the night went on, like we got down to the last 5 names, and there was 3 people left, like 3 spots left.
Yeah.
So the fact that I got a spot, it was like a blessing because
Right.
I feel if I wouldn't have did that day, I wouldn't have went back to try it again.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So definitely it was weird how it all happened, but it was worth it.
Timing is everything too.
Right.
Where was that at?
That was at the Punchline.
Damn.
Yeah. that
That's
was
a
at
big
the Punchline.
platform.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, do people who do their first gig start there? Typically.
I thought so. I thought everybody
Yeah.
would do that, but as I spoke with more of the guys, because they were like, even when I signed up or whatever, like went and put my name in the bucket, the main dude, he was looking at me like, "Have you ever performed before? What makes you want?" And I was like, "Nah." And he's like, "You have any material written down?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, "So what are you gonna do?" I was like, "I'm freeballing this shit."
Okay.
And then he was looking at me like, "Oh, he's about to fail," kind of, you know, like I don't blame him
Right.
because they take it serious and they got their stuff already prepped. But I went up there, got a good reaction, and yeah, as I talked to more of the comedians that were up there, one of them was like, "Yeah, it takes some guys years to even build the confidence to do that one. They'll rather do like open mics at bars,
Okay.
where I think my whole thing is, if I'm gonna fall on my face, I'd rather fall on my face from the top
Right.
of the shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to get a scrape on the knee. I want to just flat out just
Right.
fall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we going bigger, going home, and yeah, I'm kind of happy that it started there.
Okay. Well, and at least doing it there, if you do a bar now, you're like, this is nothing. I did
Yeah, yeah,
punchline. Hey, and that's really an accolade if you think about it. That's something you can like
yeah,
check off the list. Like, damn, I performed here.
yeah,
Because isn't it's been years since I've been to Punchline, but they have like either pictures who have performed there, of people who
right,
performed
right,
there before, right?
yeah, yeah,
So even just seeing that, and be like, damn, I'm about to share that same stage. That's dope,
right.
man. So you said you go up there and obviously you just go off the dome. Have you ever tried to write your stuff down and you're like, nah, this ain't me, or you're like, I'm not doing that at all?
I think when I do try to like do the writing stuff, it kind of like I get the writer's block, I guess.
Okay.
So I'll come up with a crazy idea, but I don't know exactly what I'm gonna say. Like I'll go up, like for instance, one time I made the joke of comparing us trying to get at a girl at the bar, like a dude trying to sell his car on Craigslist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're naming all the good stuff that the car got. You're
Right.
naming off the it got
Right.
beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It got fresh paint.
Right.
You're not telling them that the head gasket's about to blow on
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I compared it to that, and it was relatable.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
people, I try to
Okay.
do that where I'll go up with a crazy idea I'll have throughout the day.
Okay.
And then I just free fall it. But I feel like it helps me out more because I feel like if I see you're not responding to what I'm saying, I could veer off quickly and approach different. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Right.
Like when the whole Diddy stuff was going out, I compared it to like a Boy Scouts leader, the troop head or whatever you call him.
Uh.
And I'm like, yeah, the whole time everybody's just trying to get somewhere, and he's just thinking about how am I gonna get this person. You know what I'm saying? But then when I was performing it, it was an older crowd, so they were looking at it like, who's Diddy?
Yeah. Okay.
And
okay.
I'm like, oh, I gotta veer off of this real
Okay,
quick. So I
okay.
spun off of it. But yeah, that's pretty much the approach every time I go up there.
Okay. Do you do? I see a lot of comedians now doing a lot of crowd work. Do you do that, or do you just kind of like what is your approach really with that?
Okay, the second time I had gone up, I started like doing a little bit of the crowd work, and one of the guys was like, hey, sometimes that could be a negative, like
One of
because
the other comedians told you that?
yeah,
Okay.
because the next person going up might not want to do crowd work and they're gonna expect crowd work.
Okay. Okay.
But then again, it's like when you go up there, they don't let you record because they don't want to. Like, let's say I say a joke. If I go tell that same joke somewhere else,
Yeah.
they don't want you to burn it out.
Right. Right.
So the only clips that you do see like on TikTok and stuff is people doing crowd work.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why I've been more like, all right, I'm gonna just do it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think everybody in that world kind of tries to like look out for each other. Like there's times even where like whatever I say at the end of my joke, the next person will go up and feed off of that
Okay,
to
okay.
start their joke.
Okay.
So you just kind of got to be like cautious for the person behind you or next after you type stuff
Okay.
of like hopefully I don't get them to heckle him after this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah.
How has it been dealing with other comedians? You know, just like anything else, there's politics and there's this and that. Have you dealt with a lot of that, or has everyone been fairly humble and helpful, especially with you being new?
I feel like everybody, everybody's pretty cool. As long as you're a cool person,
Right.
then you're good. Like, and my whole approach is like, every time I go up to talk to you, I'm not coming up like, oh, hey, it's me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I don't expect you to know me.
Right.
I'm more like trying to learn from everybody.
Okay.
So I'll ask a lot of questions like that. I'll go in sometimes and I won't even perform. I'll just watch just to see how they're feeding off the crowd and stuff. Just to study it, I guess. But everybody's been pretty like open response. Everybody's helpful. There was one guy at the second little show that I did. He Daniel Madrid. He came up to me and he was like, "Oh, this is really like you're new to this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he sent me like a whole PDF file with all the open mics in the area.
Oh, that's love.
So I was like, "Thank you, bro.
Man,
Like, you
that's
didn't have
love.
to do that, you know?"
Right.
And it's like it tells you Monday this is the one that's going down, Tuesdays, and it's all of
Okay.
them. So it made it easier to tap in now, you know?
Okay. No, that's dope, man. And you're a real genuine dude, and a lot of people can see that out the gate. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean, with you, and I'm sure that helps a lot. Like you're not going into it being cocky or whatever. Like you're in it to learn.
Right.
So that's funny you say that about the recording because I've been to a few, comedy shows and they're strict about the phones.
Right.
Like I went to one at Thunder Valley. Gabriel and Glacy, or what's the fluffy dude?
The fluffy dude, yeah.
Man, they were on. I couldn't even take a picture of like before he even walked out of just like the screen. Right. They were like on my line, like, "Hey, you gotta go." I'm like, but that makes sense now. Yeah. Someone will post it, and then it kind of loses value.
Right.
Okay.
The funny story is, my 3rd month into this, I had reached out to. In high school, everybody knew him. It was an artist named Chingo Bling from Houston or Texas. You know what I'm saying? And he was, I went to do an open mic, and then I seen his name that he was coming. So I was like, let me try. And I always like reach out without expecting a yes. I just go with the, hey, I'm gonna just throw it out there. If it happens, cool. If it don't, then next time. You know. Well, I reached out and I was like, hey, let me open up. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be tight. You know. And then I kind of shared a background story, like back in high school, my dad had got deported, and his whole thing was like they can't deport us all. So it was like a little tie-in.
Okay.
He would do like Mexican parody raps. But yeah, he ended up letting me open up for him. And the funny thing is, like that's you said, they don't let you record. So one of the homegirls really like, she had a low cut shirt.
Okay.
So she propped her phone.
Okay.
And recorded my set.
That's tight. Okay.
Like snuck it. That was the first time where like a whole set was recorded. That was tight. But even the look that he gave me was like, he gave me the full experience. I got to go to the back room with them and all that. Oh,
for real? Okay.
Yeah, so he treated me like I've been doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was tight.
That's love, man. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know when like it could be your day with anything that you do. And that's just a trip to people that you wouldn't think show love.
Yeah.
Like you said, you go into it, you weren't really expecting an answer, and he plugged it.
The craziest part though was even when they said, because he had 2 guys with him, and when he took me to the back room or whatever, they're asking me questions like, what kind of material are you gonna cover? You know, they're just trying to make sure that I'm not going up there and like humping the stage and stuff like that. Because that's the easy topic. Everybody tries to go sexual. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So or like raunchiness.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, we're trying to stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, nah, this is what I'm gonna talk about, and I kind of gave him a rundown. My pops got deported. Boom. I don't know where I'm gonna take it yet, but that's just like way I'm gonna start it off. And he asked me, how long you been doing this? I said, bro, this is literally my 3rd month. And he was like, what do you mean like 3rd month? And I was like, I started in February. This was in May. And then he just looked at me like, oh shit, you know, like I could kind of tell in his head he was probably like, oh, he about to mess this up.
Yep.
But I got a good reaction from everybody.
Okay.
And even afterwards, he gave me my props. He gave me words, you know what I'm saying, that I still kind of like take with me.
Okay.
He kind of preached like have confidence up there. Your energy is everything and stuff like that. So it was cool, but just the fact that he was willing to do that.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing it for so long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was definitely like a blessing. Yeah. And I even remember I sent the email and I didn't think he was gonna respond.
Okay.
And then for 2 weeks, I don't even check my emails.
Okay. I'm worse. I'm the worst with that too.
Yeah. Cause I'm thinking like, nah, I had hit him up on Instagram too. So I'm like, he would have probably hit me up on Instagram.
Right.
And then the Friday before that show was gonna be on a Wednesday. The Friday before that show, me and Lil Vic, we go to the grocery store. I don't know what like I was going through my phone, and you know how your apps be right next to each other?
Mm-hmm.
I never click on the mail app, but that day I tried to go on the SoundCloud app to like listen to like unreleased Dirk music.
Yeah.
And my finger touched the mail.
Okay.
And then as soon as it like went to the sent message, because that's the last one I had sent.
Okay.
And then it showed a reply. And when I clicked on it, bro, I damn near wanted to cry in there.
Man, hard drop. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, bro, if you could guarantee me you could get people in here, then you got the spot. And I was like, oh, bro, thank you. That's love. Like, I don't even, you know?
Yeah.
And sure enough, I reached out to the fam, and I was like, hey, I need y'all.
Need everybody.
Y'all got to pull in.
Man, help me out.
Yeah, we got it. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool.
That's tight, man. And that has to be motivating, right? To do something that you've never done, the way you kind of trickled into it, and then to even be getting love from someone like that, too.
Right.
That's dope, man. You got anything coming up? What's your plans for 2025?
2025. I just like to do all the mics and stuff.
Okay.
I've been applying. They do festivals too, so I've been applying
Oh,
at
okay.
festivals. Um, there's one in Chicago that I'm eyeing. There's one in Austin, but you gotta like submit and then wait to see if they pick you, which is kind of like a lottery pick.
Okay.
But I'm hopeful for at least one of them to go through. You know what I'm saying? And even if they don't, I plan on traveling to other cities just to do the mics, like hit the mic scene over there.
Mm-hmm.
Because even like that time with the Chingo Bling show, one of the guys, he's from SoCal,
Okay.
and he did the same thing. He was like, "Hey, if you're ever in LA, let me know and I'll give you all the mics."
Oh, that's dope.
So
Okay.
so then I hit him up and he gave me like the little website where all the mics are listed.
Okay.
So I'm like, I gotta take like I look at it as these are things that people shouldn't even be doing,
Right.
but it's like a blessing in disguise.
Right.
So I gotta take advantage of all that.
And just like even the podcast world, I'm sure the comedian world is saturated.
Right.
There's a ton of comedians. So
Right.
going back to you just being genuine, they obviously see something in you to give you that, right? Because some
Right.
people, they don't want to give no type of recipe to nothing.
Right.
Like they're selfish with it. But that's dope. You ever thought about like going like on a little SoCal road trip, like just planning it out? Like, all right, every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, this place does this, that place does that. You ever thought about just?
Yeah. What I wanted to do was like do weekend things, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I also like checked out. They have a club out there called the Comedy Store,
Okay.
and they do their open mic like a new talent showcase
Okay. Okay.
on Mondays. So I'm trying to. You got to email them every Friday and see if you get picked. But it's a shit ton of people that go.
Okay.
You know. So I'm just trying to see when I get that yes, and when I do get that yes, I definitely hit that.
Okay.
That's a big spot too. Like everybody goes to the comedy
Okay.
store.
Okay.
You know. But yeah, it's definitely like a fun journey, I guess, that I'm looking at taking on, because I just want to go to cities and like try to see if I even got like a LA based jokes that I just all right, I
Right.
got this,
Okay.
topics that I just got this,
Right. So you're
like
catering to wherever you're at. That's
yeah,
tight.
yeah. I always want to do like ideas for certain areas that only that area will relate.
Okay.
Because I feel that that's the best way to get a reaction from the people.
Right. Okay.
know? But yeah.
No, that's dope, man. I couldn't do it.
Right.
This is one thing in front of the camera, but to be in front of a live audience, because I can always stop this, edit it, chop it
Yeah.
out, man. But you go up there, man, and mess up, they're gonna eat you alive
Yeah,
up
yeah.
there. And don't let someone be recording that either. It's over.
Right.
But for you to step up there, man, that's dope, man. Salute you for that.
I feel like this is kind of the same thing though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it still takes a lot of confidence to
Right.
sit here and some people don't like themselves on camera.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people will make an excuse not to get on camera.
Right.
And I feel like you taking that jump was kind of like the same thing as me getting on stage. Once you put that button,
Right.
record,
Yep.
you know that okay, like and even the time, whatever time you're taking to record it, you got to factor that in too, where it's like a lot of people would find an excuse not to do that.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Like what got you into wanting to do the podcast interview type of stream stuff?
You know, man, I thought about this years ago. We're what, 2025, like around COVID.
Nice.
When I lived in Fresno, I was like, you know what? I want to start something.
Yeah.
My dad, I don't know if you watched his pod or not, but he was big in the music growing up in Sac, big,
Right.
Legend in Sac, DJ, rap artist. But I never really got into that. But
Yeah.
I have like an itch for something when it comes to media. And what's funny? I took all 4 years of Coach Adams' media class in Melinda in high school, bro, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like I was his TA after the second year, and I like enjoyed doing that, the whole school news and all that.
Right.
So I've always had like just kind of like an itch to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, like I always made an excuse.
Right.
Like the equipment's gonna be too much, or I don't have a good enough camera, mics. And then at the time in Fresno, I didn't know a lot of people, so I'm like, forget about it.
Right.
So I kind of watched that idea, moved back, and then just out networking with people. I'm like, you know what, man? Like I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch,
Right.
the No Jumpers, the Fig Community World, and that's so dope what they got. And I've
Yeah.
watched them kind of start from the bottom to where they're at now, and it's like that's tight that LA has that.
Right.
NorCal don't really have that. There's
Right.
a few in the Bay, and there's a couple out here. Even like Rap Shack. Shout out Rap Shack back in the day. Shout out Corey B. That was a dope platform.
Yeah.
And he's doing more music videos now and all that, but we don't really have a platform that like promotes Sacramento. Sacramento
Right.
gets overlooked when it comes to everything from food, music, fashion. I mean, you name it. Even our basketball team.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me give this a shot. And shout out my uncle Mott's with the Mo Chill podcast. I'm gonna get them on soon, but they had started a podcast, and so he's older. I ain't gonna call you too old, Unc, but he was asking me like a lot of ideas. Like, hey, you're younger. You're more on the internet than I am. Like, what do you think? So I was kind of like bouncing stuff off of him. I'm like, you know what? And he was like, man, you got to do it. You're telling me other stuff. Like, why don't you get started? So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? You're right. So my camera, shoots in 8K. I'm like, all right, I got the camera. These lights weren't that much. The mics. I'm like, let me give this a shot. So did the first episode with Cam, and I was expecting like 20, 30 views.
Right.
That thing's like at 400 right now.
Nice.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Hella feedback. People I ain't talked to in years. Like,
Right.
bro, keep it up. People in different states that I mean, you name it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is cool.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of tight. So that's what really motivated me, and I'm forever grateful for who does follow me and support me. You yourself, man. Like, I ain't talked to you in years, but this connected us.
Right.
And God works in ways. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
God always has a purpose. That's how I look at it. So that's how I got started, man. And I'm in it for fun. I'm not in it to get paid.
Yeah.
My bills are paid no matter what with my 9 to 5. But I enjoy doing this, and
Right.
the ideas that I have, I think will really go far. I'm just trying not to do too much too early.
Right.
I want to make sure everything I put out is good quality and just grow slowly. Build that following. I don't want to do too much with only 300 followers. You know what I mean? So that's really how I got started, man. And here I am.
That's funny because like I have this conversation with people all the time. Like, what do you feel is the reasoning behind the fact that Sacramento gets so overlooked, and Sacramento can't seem to find a way to like successfully promote themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like something's always stopping people from making it.
Yep.
You know?
I think my bad.
No, you're good.
I'm working on that too. It's the ADD.
Nah, yeah, you're good.
You know what I'm saying? I think Sac gets overlooked a lot because of the Bay.
Right.
I feel like we get flooded out.
Right.
We're this compared to the Bay.
Right.
And over the years, Sac is kind of, because you ask some people from SoCal. I've talked to people down in LA, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Sac's the Bay." I'm like, "Nah,
Yeah.
it's not."
They always throw us in there.
They always throw us in there, and it's not. And they take it as like an offensive thing. It's not offensive. We love the Bay.
Yeah.
A lot of our culture came from there, but we are also our own.
Right.
So I think we get flooded, but I think we're starting to get out of that because social media.
Right.
Social media has really helped kind of dig into like the trenches when it comes to the different cultures that we have here, which we didn't have before. So a lot of these old OGs, they think Sac's the Bay, but now they can get on, and even like different rap artists. So I think to answer your second question, I think a lot of pride, egos, and politics has hurt this city from growing further than what it could be.
Right.
Period.
Right.
There's so much talent here, but we got to come together at some point. Like the way Kendrick can pull LA together, over an anthem,
right,
everything to the side. Like we need something like that here, and I don't know what that takes.
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna do it or what it's gonna take, but the potential's there.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's so much here, man. There's too much that gets in the way.
I feel like so many times it is like little politics and stuff that I don't even want to call it a little thing because then some people take that disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But to me it's like something so small as that.
Yep.
Is what hinders everybody else's growth.
Yep.
And you get to the point to where one person is up here and then everybody else is left down here, and it's kind of like my whole thing has always been if I get here, I'm the first one to yank somebody to get up here with me so I could get up here again. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that mindset doesn't really like live in a lot of people out here. It's kind of more like for self. Where you look at some of these cities and they're more like fuck myself. Like, let's put the city on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree with you that it's a lot of ego and politics and stuff like that that could hinder us from growing. But hopefully it doesn't. You know?
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know what's gonna take. You know, I'm waiting for that day, and you know, even this platform too. There's zero politics on here, so I want to get everyone on here,
Right.
and just show what we got.
Yeah.
Hopefully that day comes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good things happening in the city.
A lot of
you know
good
what I mean?
things,
Like
bro.
we went from almost losing the Kings a few years ago to having a fucking cool ass arena downtown.
Right.
We got the A's here for a couple years.
Right.
Like there's potential.
Yeah. They
You
got
know
the
what I mean?
soccer team. You know what I'm
The
saying?
soccer team, yep. I'm sure you've been to one of them games.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
I went last year. My boys took me as like a surprise thing.
Okay.
First game I went to, it was a dope experience.
I
bro.
heard
Like,
it's pretty lit out there.
it's tight.
Okay.
Like it's something different that you don't expect to do out here.
Okay.
So like as soon as you get there, it's kind of like you don't even really got to be a soccer fan or,
Right.
or follow it. You know what I'm saying? But you get into it.
Right.
Like, it kind of consumes you.
Right.
As you're watching it, every time they're missing, you're like, when they're making it, you're stomping on the bleachers.
Okay,
and
that's
doing all
tight.
that shit, you know?
I want to go.
It's tight.
I heard it's tight. I heard it's a vibe out there. And whatever. I'm a sports fan. I watch golf. I play golf. Soccer. I was never good at it, but I enjoy being an athlete or an ex-athlete. I respect every sport.
Every
like
sport.
I'll watch anything, bro. Like I'm not even a huge fan of baseball, but I love going to like River Cat games. Like
Let me find out you was watching the breakdancing lady at the Olympics, bro. Let me find out.
nah, I couldn't do that.
You thought you was a Jabberwocky. You know? But yeah, that was funny.
That Jabberwocky era, man.
That shit was tight, huh?
It was cold.
Everybody wanted to be a white mask Jabberwocky,
Man.
bro.
You know, I met them a couple times.
That's crazy.
They were cool.
Wasn't the black one from Sac?
Black one's from SAC, and so was one of the other ones.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, I forget his name. He's the one that is Bruno Mars's like backup dancer.
Oh, nice.
But his mom used to work with my mom.
Tight.
And I didn't even know that was her son. Like, and my mom worked for the state for like 20 years. So I used to go up there, like walk in there, and she used to like candy. Here's some money. You know, Marietta, that was her name, Miss Marietta.
That's tight.
Man, bless her heart. She loved me. And then one day, her and my mom was talking, and my mom was like, "Yeah, my son's really into this Jabberwocky people." She's like, "Oh, that's my son."
Yeah.
Mom's like, "No way."
That's crazy.
She was like, "Hey, they're gonna perform at a Arco halftime show in like a couple of weeks. I got them tickets.
Tight.
Like I'll get them to meet."
Yeah.
So she got me tickets, got me to meet them. They signed my mask. Dope as hell. And then there was like another time they performing at Grove and she hit my mom up. And they got me backstage real quick.
Yeah.
A couple little pictures, signed my thing. I'm like, man, that's dope. But they're all super cool, real humble and real genuine cats. But what an era.
Yeah, that was tight.
That America's Best Dance Crew, man. That was a pretty dope show.
I think that was like the same thing that American Idol was to like the white people. I feel like America's Best Dance Crew was to everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit was tight. It was definitely a cool show. They got to find a way to revamp that and bring it back out.
I know.
You know?
But no, I wasn't watching that breakdance. I mean, I saw the clips of that lady breakdance. I'm like, man, I feel for her.
I think she said she retired shortly after that.
She got her gold and that was it.
Yeah, she was like, I'm done. You know? And now they took it off the Olympics. Like, they're not doing that no more.
No, they shouldn't.
You know?
They shouldn't. You been to any Kings games this year? Or do you even go to Kings games?
I used to go to more. Now it's like hit and miss every now and then. But the last game I went to was who they play? I want to say or it was the Raptors. They played against the Raptors this year.
Okay.
And, I don't know if it was the Raptors one or whatever one they just won where they went double overtime and then ended up winning. I was at that one too.
Okay.
I think that was the Mavs where they went to double OT and then ended up winning at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
with no Luka, which is crazy. I'm like, come on.
You know, I honestly every time I see that a star player from the other team is sitting out, I expect a blowout from us. Yeah, because it seems like whenever they rest their players, we get blown out.
No, for real.
And I walked in there not thinking nothing of it, and then luckily we pulled it off and got that done.
Because they were down like 18 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. I remember that.
Bro, I was falling asleep. Halfway through the third quarter, I'm sitting there like nodding off, and I look at Vic. I'm like, I'm tired. You tired? He's like, yeah, I'm tired. And then out of nowhere, they just started like closing the gap, and I was like, I was almost gonna tell them like, hey, let's just go.
Right.
But then they started closing the gap, and I was like, let's just watch this through. And then it was funny. Then they went to double OT, and everybody's just looking at each other like, what's really going on? You know?
Right.
And then I remember Keon had those two free throws at the end.
Yeah.
Where we could have won it at the second
right.
OT.
Uh-huh.
And I thought he made it, and we were up one. So as soon as he made the second one, I was like, oh, it's game over. And then I look at the scoreboard, and this time I'm like, oh, we going to overtime again. Like, what the hell's going on? But it was a cool game, man.
I'm glad they gave him that call because it looked like he traveled.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, thank you. Because some refs would have called that.
Right.
Like, just let him play at that point. It didn't change too much. So what'd you think of the team this year?
I like the team going in. I just don't know where that situation happened where they couldn't produce, and now all of a sudden they fire Mike Brown and they're producing.
What do you think about that? What do you think that was a good move? And take how they've been playing out of that lately since he left. But do you think that was a good move, firing him, or you think they should have kept him?
Honestly, I think that the biggest downfall to Mike Brown was he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. He got us to the playoffs. At one moment, everybody was preaching, "Oh, we should build a statue of this guy." Well, he got us to the playoffs.
Yep.
Next season, we're messing up, and it's like, "Oh, burn the stadium down." You know what I'm saying? But I think his whole thing was, it seemed like he had a full roster. He picked 8 and only played 8.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Where Doug Christie's letting everybody play.
Right.
And it's kind of made it to where you could be a star player, but this guy's going to play too. And if he outplays you, then you got to watch out because your minutes might get cut. So now everybody's competing for their time. Nobody's set time. You know what I'm saying? I feel that's what's causing this little resurgence, I guess you would say, of like them revamping the team, kind of like their play style.
Right.
Everybody's biting into it because they know that, hey, it's not guaranteed. Somebody else could outplay me right now. What about you? What do you think?
I liked Mike Brown. I didn't like his rotations though.
Yeah.
He was very set, and he was very set on who came in at what minute, at what point, or what mark in the time. And it's like, if somebody's hot, you don't pull them.
Yeah, you
leave
don't
them
pull
out.
them.
Like,
Yep.
I don't care about who needs to go in. Like, keep the hot hand on the floor at all times. And he
You're
didn't do
supposed to
that.
feed
He
him.
was like set. Like, it was like a schedule. And it seemed like he lost the locker room.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it went wrong. You know, there's all these rumors about him and De'Aaron, and him and De'Aaron just had lunch a couple days ago, but
Right.
there was something going on in there, and couldn't figure it out. And I wish it worked out with him, but and you know what's crazy? I'm in like some of these Kings forums on Facebook, and I went in there like a month and a half ago,
Right.
maybe like 2 months ago, and I said, and Cameron, my boy Cameron Michael was my witness because he was laughing at me. I went in there like 2 months ago, and I said, I feel like the Kings are throwing these games on purpose to get Mike
Get
out.
him out. Yeah,
And
yeah.
everyone was like, "You're stupid. Who is this guy? Did he bump his head? Like going in on me,
Right.
crack baby, you name it."
Right.
I'm like, "All right, watch." Screenshotted it.
Yeah.
And then they threw like 8 games straight.
Right.
Bro gets fired.
Yeah.
And then now these people are in their posts like, "Yeah, I think they were throwing those games on purpose." I'm like, "Okay."
Right.
Yeah, but I like Doug, man. I've always been a fan of Doug Christie, even when he played for us. I think having someone like Doug who has not only played for this organization,
Right.
he's been here when we've been bad. He's played for us when we've been bad, decent, and really good.
Yeah.
And to my understanding, because I've always see him around the city, he's never moved away.
Yeah.
So he really understands the
always here.
city. He really understands what we need. And I feel like having someone who can relate,
Yeah.
being an ex-player, being from this franchise, knowing what we need, I think is good for us. And Doug just lets them play.
Right.
I feel like there's that respect level. He don't need to even say much to them. Like, they respect him. And like you said with the rotations, we have guys that can play on the bench. Rotate
Right.
him. Get Fox off the floor a little bit. Rest his fucking legs a little bit. Let's get
Yeah.
Malik Sabonis. He gets in foul trouble a lot. Let's
Yeah.
mix him in and out a little bit. And you got guys that can score. Just like you said, Brown was stuck with like 8. But I'm happy with it. I'm excited to see what they're like 8 out of the lot. They won like 8 out of the last 10 games.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see. We have a lot of talent on the team. Like, our record should be better than what we actually are.
Right. I kind of agree with you with the throwing the games. I feel like that was like a clear message that they were sending out. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Because the chances of it turning overnight like this and you keep all the same guys and there's no big changes,
Yep.
clearly let you know that they were kind of like, okay, maybe they've expressed like, hey, he's not doing his thing as a coach, and they're not being heard. Okay, now we're gonna show you and just make it to where the fans are gonna get on you.
Right.
Because for the first couple of games after the firing, Vivek wasn't even pulling up to the games.
Right. Yep.
And a lot of people were noticing that too. So I agree with you with the throwing to the game stuff.
Yep. Speaking of basketball, what do you think about that new LiAngelo Ball, that Jello 3 tweaker song that's going crazy right now on the internet?
I feel like it's a good song.
Yeah.
But I feel
you can be honest because I have my opinion on it.
Yeah, not to me. It's like I like the vibe that it gives.
Right. Right.
Now, is it like what it's hyped up to be? I don't think it's hyped up. Like I think it's overhyped right now.
Right.
But I do like that feel. Like I feel like if he drops an album of that,
right,
I feel like definitely a lot of people would tap in because it's like a sound that kind of been missing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's nostalgic. I feel like whenever you find a way to like revamp something old, it always works.
Right.
If you do it the right way.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like the song. I think it's obviously catchy, and I think it's so big because no one expected it from him. If it was like another rapper doing it,
yeah,
I don't think it'd be this big. But you see the potential.
Right.
Like you said, a whole album, I would definitely tune into it. Right. I'm just tired of hearing it on every single reel on my Instagram. I'm like, bro, give this song a break.
Every story on
every
IG,
story. You know, and you saw he performed at the Detroit Lions game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm like, damn, and he got that deal too.
Yeah.
It was like $8 million or something like that.
Yeah, 8, potential to be I think 13.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But
I mean, good for him though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He got put on the shelf because of the whole stealing thing in China or whatever, and after that kind of put him up. What's funny is actually my brother played with him for a short period of time on this team right here.
Dope.
Shout out Jalisco Astros.
Tight.
You speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Can you tell my because we have about 10 to 15 people that are actually watching from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And they have to put like the subtitles on.
Oh,
you want to say something to them right quick? Just tell them appreciate you for tapping in.
Que hola mi gente, gracias por ver el canal de Makin Moves TV. Sigan aquí apoyando al amigo, y échenle ganas, todo es posible, ¿sabes?
Oh, that's tight. Let's go. Appreciate you guys, man, for real. They show so much love too.
Right.
They repost it and, they'll DM me. It's a little broken up, but,
nice.
I love that, man. That is so dope. But no, going back to that song, I'm happy for him, though. I hope it works out for him. To see what that family has done, I'll be the first to say it.
Yeah.
Some of the homies gonna put my card on this. I didn't think they were that good.
Yeah.
I like that. It was like real playground ball. Watching them grow up, I'm like, that's just not gonna work. But they've managed.
Yeah.
Especially LaMelo. Say what you want, but that boy can cook.
He makes it look easy though.
Bro, oh my.
Like, he's out there just toying with these guys.
Yeah. Like having fun. Like it's too easy for him.
Like even the way he's moving on the court, he's moving fast, but you look at he's kind of like a Luka where he's making all the right moves.
Right.
But he's making it look like effortless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he don't even want to be here. He just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy though, seeing that. And then did you catch I watched a clip from their podcast where he was talking about how they came up with the cover art to that song.
I think I seen something. Didn't Lonzo like make it on Pixar or something?
Yeah,
like
that's crazy, bro.
Okay.
Like to me, that's all the motivation you need. You know what I'm saying? If they're using these simple apps to do this and it's getting them this, anybody could do it.
Right.
All it is wanting to do it.
You watch their podcast?
I watch clips and bits of it like on TikTok, but now I'm gonna have to fully tune in because they got this whole TikTok ban thing going on.
Got the world in a chokehold right now,
bro.
My wife included.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. All last night I kept going back and clicking on that to see if it would stop.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, man, I can't even fuck with this app no more, bro.
It's time for Instagram to step it up. No, that's crazy. Because TikTok is the app. Even like for you, man, with the comedy thing, everyone I've talked to is like, you gotta post clips of your pod, everything on there, and just do it till you can't stop. And I have like 5 clips on my TikTok, and I gained like I have more followers on TikTok than I do any other platform.
Right.
And they all engage. They all like it, comment. I'm like, but it's so. So I feel like this is how I put it. I feel like Facebook is like the older generation, like my mom and aunties and my dad. They're on Facebook. They won't touch Instagram.
Yeah.
They hate Instagram. Like you'll never see my mom or pops on Instagram. Instagram is like our era.
Yeah.
I feel like TikTok is like below us. Like I feel like them when it comes to from Facebook to Instagram. That's how I feel about TikTok. Like I get confused with it. I'm like, all right, how do I do this? And you got to push this. I'm like, I try not to deal with it, but it sounds like they're gonna work it out.
Yeah, I think what it is more like America sees the money that's going on through TikTok.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of money being made off of TikTok.
Yep.
Even the TikTok shops and all that stuff. Like, I feel like they're seeing it and they're like, how are we gonna get a cut of this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because just to ban it, because they're taking our data. Everybody takes data, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's got to be a bigger thing.
Right.
And the fact that you want them to sell to a U.S.
Right.
It's kind of like, all right, I know what the game plan is.
Right.
I think it'll be back.
I think it'll be back too. But, what podcasts you be watching nowadays, or do you even watch podcasts?
Yeah, I like to watch a little bit of everything. Like entertainment wise, I like all the FMW stuff.
Right.
When I want to go and like kind of get like knowledgeable shit or funny interviews, I go to Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And then Theo Vaughn too. Like
Theo Vaughn is funny.
Hilarious. Bro.
At first, I wasn't sure about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I started watching him and just seeing how like tapped in he is with different cultures and stuff.
Right.
I like that about him.
Yeah. Nah, he's definitely, and like I kind of do it because I like the when I like let's say a comedian or something. I like watching the pick up on mannerisms that they do. And I think he's like extremely underrated when it comes to this comedy stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, people always praise him, but the way that he does his thing where like anytime he's gonna say something, he instead of being like this microphone, he'll be like, oh yeah, this gold plated, like like he always makes it a sus thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like something where you're like, what the hell's going on, bro? Like, why'd you say that?
Yeah.
Like, did you see the one where he was talking about the Bible and he was like, oh yeah, baby Jesus journal. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like,
no, I didn't see that.
I had to pick up baby Jesus journal, and it's like nobody would think of saying it.
Right.
But it just makes it funnier because you do say it.
Okay.
But yeah.
You watch Drewski?
Drewski's hilarious on like I said, like I'll watch the shorts and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I get too much of them, I feel like I kind of like
you gotta take them in spurts. Yeah.
It's kind of like even with the Kai. I feel like Kai's cool.
Yeah.
But I gotta take bits and pieces.
Right.
I can't watch the whole thing.
Yep. No, I'm the same way. I watched Drewski's latest little audition thing. Those are funny.
Yeah.
I can't watch too many of them though. Like you said, like I tried to binge watch it one time, and after like the second one, I was like, all right, I need a break from this.
I like his reels. Like it's all relatable. You know, like even the one where he was talking about like the Mexican people and he was in the back.
The Home Depot guy. Man, I was
dead, bro. I was like, damn. But you see that like he's extremely tapped into whatever he's gonna play.
Yeah.
Because it's always on point.
Yeah.
Even the old school biker dude, you know what I'm saying? That shit was hilarious. But yeah, he's definitely like a good guy when it comes to like the reels and stuff. I enjoy his shit a lot.
Yeah, no, he's definitely talented, man. It takes a lot to do that, and just the creativity.
Right.
And to be able to relate to so many things on so many different levels.
Right.
When it goes back to the comedy with you, man, who kind of like inspired you? Like who did you watch growing up that you kind of like take bits and pieces of what they do and kind of reconstruct it into your own just
my top dude besides like obviously Chappelle is Bernie Mac,
Man, love Mac, man.
I love Bernie Mac. I go back, watch his stuff, try to pick up on what he does too. Cat Williams, obviously, Dave Chappelle, like I said, who else? Mike Epps, Chris Rock was cool, but it's kind of like, he's a hilarious dude, but after a while, kind of like, it wasn't for me no more. New guys, I like I wouldn't call Theo Vaughn new, but I like Theo Vaughn. I like Cam Patterson. I like Renee Vaca and like Ken Flores. I think those are like the top
Okay.
dudes right now.
Okay.
You know,
What if you could recommend a stand up for me to watch on Netflix right now, which one are you going to?
I would honestly, my favorite one to watch out of all the shit is the Bernie Mac when I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's like the greatest example of a stand up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because looking back at it, like, I don't know if that was his initial thought process, but the way I look at it is every time he was saying that, he was kind of like taking a jab at the crowd, like, y'all not gonna beat me.
Yeah.
But then in the same time in his head, it was kind of like, I'm here, keep killing it. You know?
Yeah.
You pick up little things of like that, and you're like, oh, I could find a way to do that on stage to where it's
Okay.
like it's a reassuring thing. When he
Okay.
was saying it was more like him reassuring himself, like, hey, y'all not gonna freeze me up here. I'm gonna do my thing. That's my favorite stand up to go back and watch. That whole little segment, fire, you know. But yeah, I would say anything Bernie, man. You can't miss with Bernie.
Love Bernie Mac, man. R.I.P.
Yeah.
He was he was definitely one of my favorite growing up.
That show was crazy.
I love that show. I'll still go back and watch it
That
to
show
this
was
day.
crazy. That little kid too, bro. That little kid, like, he used to be annoying on the show, but
Right.
he made the show.
He played his role so well.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
So
man.
well. Did you ever watch? Was that the Kings of Comedy you're talking about, or is that a different?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Okay, the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Bernie Mac, Mike Epps, Cat Williams, man. They that's that real like gut laugh, like
Right.
rolling.
Yeah.
And it's so relatable, right? And it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even like Cat Williams, when people kind of say like, oh, he fizzled out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you still go back and watch it, it's his new stuff is hitting, but I just think that something's like some people probably burnt out due to the antics, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it based off of the subject and his jokes and stuff, everything's hitting still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just think it's like anything, you'll be the top guy for X amount of years, and then eventually you just got to fall back.
Right.
A little bit.
Did you watch his interview on Club Shay Shay?
Yeah. Dope, bro.
Crazy.
You know?
That's what I love about Cat. He ain't afraid to speak his mind. He ain't tripping. But it really makes you think what really be going on too.
Yeah, and he's been saying it for the longest.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything he said on that interview, he's been saying it for the longest.
Everyone thinks he's just crazy.
Yeah.
But now all this stuff's starting to come out.
Bro,
Yep.
it's crazy how they even tied the whole Kendrick thing to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, afterwards, they were like, oh, Cat did it, and now Kendrick is taking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you look at it, and it's kind of like, I don't think that was really the case. Like, I don't think nobody planned it out like that way.
Right.
But I feel like everybody was kind of like, fuck it, we here, let's do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah, that interview was it's still one of my favorite ones. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't tune in to Club Shay Shay a lot.
Yeah, me either.
But it's one of my favorite ones that came out from last year.
Okay. Speaking of Kendrick, man, what do you think about just the whole movement and these lawsuits with Drake? What do you think about all that?
I think it's corny on Drake's.
Yeah.
You know, it's like crazy to me that I think honestly, like, there has never been a moment in hip hop like this where we're seeing, like, this ain't even a crash out no more.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally like you're witnessing an emotional breakdown at the top of its, you know?
Yep.
And it's crazy because, like, one day people are going to look back at it and be like, compared to all the other rap beefs, this could have been so easily avoided. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And easily handled in another way.
Right.
But you let your ego and stuff get crushed to the point to where you started acting corny.
Yep.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro. You know? I don't think we'll ever see another battle like this where...
No, this is history.
Yeah.
And then for someone to just go and basically go tell...
Yeah.
Go home and tell your mom that you was getting punked at the park.
Right.
That's sorry to me. That's that light skin in him.
It's like if... Okay, even with the whole lawsuit claiming bots and stuff, you mean to tell me that he didn't know that they use bots with it? Because I'm pretty sure they use bots with everybody. So I feel like it's one of them things where, okay, I don't care that it worked for me, but it should have never worked for him. So why'd you guys do that? That's weak to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you can't complain about the same thing you were eating off
Right.
of, you know?
Yep.
And then just the whole, like, the whole way it happened, Kendrick is a demon, bro. Like,
bro.
you know,
And it's crazy that like you don't hear from Kendrick often.
right?
When he steps out though, it's like he got everyone attention. Did you watch that pop out?
Yeah, that shit was historical.
Bro,
That shit was so dope. I was pulling up to the park to go hoop, watching it
okay.
as he was playing. Not like us, 5-6 times.
Bro, and that's crazy that every time he played it,
Yeah,
it hit even harder than it did the time before.
yeah. Even the last time when he just let the beat rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like
and the fans were singing it.
Yeah.
That is so cold, man. I don't know if we'll ever see something like that.
Nah. I feel that the last thing that was close to that was the Up in Smoke. You know what I'm saying?
That was cold.
That was cold.
Yeah.
I feel like this is that generation's version of that.
I wish we could have went to that.
Bro.
The Up in Smoke. Obviously we were young, 10 years old, 8 years old. We had no business being up in there, but that was so cold. I'll always go back and watch that. But no, you're right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like even the way he showcased everybody.
Right.
From that area, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what made it even bigger.
Yep.
Was not only did you put on the performance and, you brought Dr. Dre out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he kicked off the Not Like Us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's crazy to me.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, he signed you or whatever, but Dre don't be coming out to a lot of shit.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
I can't tell you the last time I seen Dre, honestly, and especially he had like a stroke a couple years ago,
Yeah.
something like that. So I feel like I haven't seen him at all.
Yeah.
Since then. Now that was tight, and just the unity,
Right.
that whole city, like everything, differences, all that to the side,
Right.
come together in one building, and just have, a historic night.
And it's like earlier we touched on the Sacramento politics getting in the way.
Yep.
You just witnessed the city with the most. They should have the most politics.
Yep.
And they were able to reunite everybody in that place.
Yep.
Everybody went home safe. No
nonsense,
incidents.
nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody was backstage cooling it, and it shows you that like once that spark is lit, it's going up. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're looking at it, and it seems like some of the albums got slept on, but people from LA and that region have been dropping pretty frequent since that show. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's exciting. Who was your favorite performer at that besides Kendrick?
I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I just skipped right to Kendrick's part.
Okay.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
But I knew I kind of knew who was there. Like, I know, like, Kalen was there, Wally was there, RJ. Wasn't RJ up there? I like RJ, too. I support all them cats anyways, but
Right.
when I knew, because I heard about it before I actually watched it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I gotta get to it.
Okay.
I even skipped, like, the first 3 or 4 songs Kendrick did.
Yeah.
What about you, though? Who'd you like up there before him?
I think my favorite one was Tyler. You know what I'm saying? Tyler, when Tyler the Creator came out, and it's funny because like I listen to Tyler and stuff, and like I feel like he's always kind of guy in that like you're not cool enough, so you got to just chill right there.
Yeah.
He's more like mainstream, I guess.
Right.
White audience type stuff. But to have him there and see everybody, like, as soon as he runs out, everybody just crazy, bro. And then it was definitely like I ain't even gonna hold you. There's still times where I'll be at work and I have the pop out video playing, and I'm just watching the whole thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Just because it was such a dope concert,
Right.
And it was kind of like if you had like a playlist of anything LA based, and you just played it on the speaker. That's basically what that was,
Right.
You know, and then you just ended it with Kendrick bodying the boy.
Man,
you know what I'm saying,
did you hear the that Hey Now remix with Tyler?
Fire,
bro.
I
like that he can really dig into whatever he needs to with his craft, right? Because Tyler's put out everything, R&B, the stuff that I'm like, the stuff that I'm like, man, that's hard. You got to go back and listen. What did he just say? But for him to kind of like, I've never really heard that side of him.
Yeah.
That's more of like, he was popping it, bro. I'm like, that was tight.
Yeah.
No, I love how I love how creative he is.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how many songs he's been a part of.
Yeah.
Like producing wise and all that. I have a lot of respect for those type of artists.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Right.
Rapping is one thing. You got a lot of people that write for you, but to be able to like be an engineer with the sound.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
and even like I've always kind of like followed him, but like when he had the show on Adult Swim, and then he had like Loiter Squad. Now I think he's even doing like a cartoon thing. If I'm
See, I didn't even know any of that.
Yeah, nah, he's definitely like he has so many different avenues that he's attacking that you kind of look at it like, how you doing all this at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you look at his tours, always big tours. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. I have a feeling that one day everybody will appreciate everything that he's done.
Right.
But just once they get past the little weirdo, you know, everybody kind of put him in that weirdo category. I think once they get past that,
right,
he'll be solid.
So that GNX album, you got that on repeat or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Heavy.
What's
you know
your top 3 songs on there?
My top 3, I like the up-pay stuff, but I also like Man at the Garden. I think that's my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
My second favorite one, and just because I don't know if anybody else hears it, but you remember Slapping in the Trunk by Mr. Fab?
Of course, yeah.
Tell me Hey Now doesn't sound like almost identical.
Definitely. Yeah, bro. No, you're right.
Every time I listen to that, I'm thinking about like merging both of them together.
You should.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
That sound is crazy.
No, it is.
I feel like Dodie had the hardest feature.
Yeah, that was tight.
You know, besides SZA on the hooks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I feel like his whole verse was hard. Like that was my favorite feature on the album. Was Dodie.
Are you an AZ Chike fan?
Yeah, he's tight. Yeah.
I wanted him to come a little harder.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little bit more.
Yeah.
And actually, what's crazy is that Hey Now beat is something that you'd hear Chike on.
Right.
So I'm glad Kendrick mixed that up.
Right.
Like he didn't give us what we wanted here. He gave us something different.
Yeah, something different. That's another thing too with this whole Drake thing. I feel like it kind of like now that he put himself up there, he feels like he has to deliver more. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where back then it would be like, okay, I'm gonna take a little break, come back, body some shit again.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're seeing it with like all the Drake disses. Then you get GNX. Then you see him on the SZA album. You know what I'm saying? That 30 for 30 was hard.
Yeah, that was tight.
And Throw Some D's was like one of the hardest songs from back in the day.
Facts. Yeah,
my favorite. You know what I'm saying? But you're seeing them drop more consistently now.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he's always been that dude. He just always been the humble dude.
Right.
He just never wanted to pop it. Now he's popping it.
Right.
Letting you know, like, hey, this is me.
Yep, I can do that. And that's what I've always liked about Kendrick too. Like even his interviews, he's actually a real smart dude. He's real like intelligent. It's the way he speaks, carries himself. He's not up there half asleep, hella high on this and that. Like I respect that a lot. But no, that GNX album, man, that thing, I wasn't expecting that. I remember I was coming back from the north doing something out there, and I just heard that it was released. So I sat here in my parking lot. And I just went through song 1. I didn't skip anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, after song 3, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be in here a minute.
Yeah.
Put my feet up a little bit, turn the truck off, and I'm like, man, this is tight.
At first listen, song 3 was my favorite song. Just because I feel like the way him and SZA kind of like glide. They weren't even. Luther? Yeah, they weren't even like it sounded effortless.
Right.
They just glided through that beat.
Right.
And the way she came in singing.
I love SZA, man. Bro. That is definitely my favorite female artist.
Yeah.
By far.
If you could have added another song or took a verse off and added another LA artist, who would you put up there? Dead or alive?
To that song or to the album?
No, just any song on the album, or who would you have wanted to see featured on the album that didn't get featured?
Okay. That is a
Dead or
good
alive.
Question. Dead or Alive. Okay. You know what's crazy is I've thought about this, right? Because you hear these songs and these different melodies, and you're like, man, I can hear so and so on there. Shit. Who could you hear? I had to think on that one. You got me with that one.
I put Hey Now.
Yeah.
I put Drake on it because I feel like that's his beat where he's gonna pop his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that was a perfect beat for Draco.
Yep.
You know?
R.I.P. Draco.
R.I.P.
No, that you're right. I did. That's like no cap. I'm not just saying that because you said it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I'm a big Draco fan. Got the shirt in the closet, but R.I.P. No, we need a Draco on that album.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened there. I feel like people are like, okay, he might be on here somewhere type thing.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. What do you think of Lefty Gunplay and his part on TV Off?
Honestly, I feel like hey, your part. Whether people were clowning him for 4 words, whatever. But sometimes, bro, it's the smallest tweak
Right.
that song was gonna be big regardless.
Right. Right.
But that small little tweak made it to where it's the most like TikTok song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you didn't have crazy, spooky, hilarious,
Right.
you wouldn't have a million reels being made
Right.
to people just sitting there doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That song was gonna be big regardless. But
Right.
I feel like that little, and whoever put that part there, that was like, this is the part we need.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the mastermind behind it all.
Right.
Because I would have never put that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did you hear how they came up with that?
Nah.
He said that so Lefty said that he laid down like a few verses.
Yeah.
Kendrick was like, okay, like fuck with it, but probably not. And they were in the studio with Mustard, and like they was letting the beat roll.
Yeah.
And he was like crazy, spooky, whatever. And they're like, wait, what'd you say?
Wow.
And so he was like, no, say that again. Say that again.
Yeah.
They hit record and that was it.
Yeah.
So I know people hate on it, but he's on the biggest song on that record.
Right.
I mean on that album. So it's like, and I look at that as like, you don't want too much of that either.
Right.
I don't know how you feel about Lefty. I like dude.
Yeah.
Some of his stuff is trash, but like he's also a personality.
Yeah.
So I like,
he's an energy.
no homo. I like his personality. I like his energy.
Yeah.
You know, like he means well at times. He's just kind of
Right.
like one of them lost ass kids. But and some of his stuff is tight. But I feel like too much Lefty on there might have ruined the song.
Ruined it.
And I mean that with respect too. But
well, that's crazy that you said that's how it happened, because it kind of reminds me of did you ever hear the backstory to Thuggish Ruggish Bone? They said that in an interview. I forgot what interview it was, but I remember watching it. They were outside taking a smoke break.
Okay.
And that girl pulled up and was like, "Hey, what's this building right here?"
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "Oh, this is a recording studio." "Oh, well, I sing." And then one of the guys was like, "Sing this part real quick. Let me see. Sing this."
Okay.
And she sang it outside. They said, "Sing it again." She sang it again. And Eazy-E was inside. They took her to Eazy-E and was like, "Hey, she sings. We need her on the hook." And then he was like, "Let me hear it." She said it, and boom, that's the hook of the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I didn't know that. I thought
Crazy.
she was like a part of their camp or something.
No, bro.
Okay.
They said it was a random smoke break. She just walked up like, "Hey, what's this building right here?" You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And it goes back to the same thing. Like, for you to have that ear to be like, "Oh yeah, we could use this on this song."
Right.
Something that the normal person wouldn't have caught. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And especially like if you're outside, you tell me you sing, I'm not even gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Expect much from you. Everybody's, you know, I get drunk and I can tell you I sing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to hear those origin stories of how these songs is made. You know?
Those are the best songs sometimes too. I feel like sometimes when you overthink, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You just kind of just go to spur of the moment. It's
right.
It's there.
Right.
Peso, you a big fan of him?
My son is.
Okay.
My son taps in more to like that type of stuff, but I haven't heard nothing bad from him. Mm-hmm. That song is just not for me though. Mm-hmm. I feel like I think it's really the beat.
Yeah, it's a little choppy.
Yeah, so it's kind of like more of a like, y'all could have left this out, but I feel like it doesn't hurt that it was on
right,
there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to me, it was just like, that's not, it don't fit my style. It's not good for my, taste. Mm-hmm. What about you? I
don't know much about him, to be honest with you. I've heard the name. I watched part of his interview on Back on Fig.
Nice.
But I don't really know much about him.
Right.
But he's huge.
Yeah,
I hear like Duno talking about him and some of these other cats, how like big he is and selling this out and all that. But I don't know much about him, so I do want to get tapped in. Cause I'm open, bro. I love music in general. I'll listen to everything. I'll listen to rock. Yeah. I'll listen. I didn't listen to country until I got with my wife, but there's even some. I won't go too far, but there's a couple country songs I'm like, that's kind of tight.
Bro, I was tripping the first time I heard what's his name, Shambuzi or Shabuzi.
Oh yeah, Shabuzi.
Yeah, when I heard the Tipsy
AKA
song,
Rolling.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I thought it was a white dude.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they done sampled a T-Pain.
Yep.
And then once I seen it, I was like, oh, okay, this is tight. Like, but yeah, I remember the first time at work, they had it playing on the speakers, and I was like, hold on, what the? Or no, it was Jaquan. It was
Jaquan, the Tipsy song.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And I'm like, what the hell? They sampled that song or whatever,
And then afterwards, when I finally seen the face of the artist, I was like, okay, like this is tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're seeing more of that to
Right.
where it's like even like Mexicans are going into the country.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And doing it in English, where instead they normally would do like corridos and stuff in Spanish.
Okay.
They're tapping into the countryside of it now.
Okay.
But that's tight. How you're witnessing music change, color change.
We've needed it, man.
Faces,
We've
all that,
needed it.
You know.
And social media.
Yeah.
Like kind of going back to what I was saying even about like SAC, but you're able to network easier.
Right.
You don't even need to be in the same place, same spot to record a song. Like we needed that as a country. So I love it, man. I love all these Lil Durk, Morgan Wallen mixes, and just all these different people you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
And I love that Kendrick did that too. He not only had the black artists on there, but he had the Latino artists as well. And even that girl that's like singing in Spanish at like the beginning couple of the songs.
Yeah.
That's dope too.
Yeah.
And like he like ran into her like a Dodger game or something like that.
Crazy.
That's dope, man.
Like, and you think about it, it goes back to the whole thing we were just saying about like the Bone Thug song or even the Lefty song.
Right.
All you need is that little somebody's ear to catch on to it, and you're gonna be straight. Like for him to pick her up at a Dodger game,
right,
and be like, "Hey, I need you," and then have her on the biggest album.
Yeah,
that was the biggest album.
Yep.
There's no way to take that away from last year or last year. Definitely the album of the year.
No, facts. Probably out. Yeah.
Like before that. The only album that I was listening to heavy that came out that same year was the Future one.
Okay.
But the second one, not the first one.
Okay.
I think the first one was We Don't Trust You, and then the second one was We Still Don't Trust You.
Okay.
He had like The Weeknd singing and all that shit. That was my favorite album of the year until GNX dropped.
Okay.
But yeah.
Real quick, Super Bowl predictions. Do you think that he's going to perform not like us or no?
I think he needs to.
I think he does too.
Even if you're gonna get hit with whatever lawsuit or whatever,
run it.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like equivalent to where like you remember Get Rich or Die Trying on the movie?
Yeah.
Where Justice is in the back and he's like, "You really gonna go out and diss me in my own city?"
Yep.
And he walks out there and just does it. That's Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody's trying to steer it to where, nah, let's stay away from this. But I think he just got to say, fuck it. This is the culture and we going to rock with it. Because you're a sore loser for what you did. You know what I'm saying? So now we just got to rub it in your face a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I'm hoping that he does that.
Yep.
I'm praying for that. I think that would be like the highlight of it. The show's going to be great regardless.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that more than the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Even did you catch Beyonce's show at the Christmas game?
I don't watch anything that has Beyonce in it. I cannot stand Beyonce. I'm sorry, whoever I offend saying that. I can't stand her.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't.
Yeah, nah. I tapped in just because I seen that she was like hovering and it said "bang" under. I was like, let me see if it's what everybody hyping it out to be. And bro, like for her to be at the age that she's at, you know what I'm saying? Like. She killed that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more based off of that. Like I could appreciate the effort and stuff that you put into your craft.
No, so, she's definitely talented. She's definitely talented. I've always respected. I liked her like when she was like Destiny's Child and all that. But I can't stand her. I can't stand Jay-Z either.
Yeah.
I know some ain't gonna like that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
I think Jay-Z's last like fire album that I tapped into was the Black Album.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. After that, I was kind of like, all right.
Yep.
You said you was retiring 2-3 times. I'm cool.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like there's certain artists where I do kind of like it got burnt out.
Right.
You know?
Yep. Going back to that Super Bowl, you think he's gonna pull a bunch of people out with him, like some of these LA artists, or?
I would prefer for him to do that. I mean, there's talk of the Lil Wayne,
right?
Where he could potentially pull him out, but I feel like it's better to just keep the coast up and just go pull them. You know, give them the look that they're not. I'm not saying that they're not ever gonna get, but they're not likely to ever get. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like with these allegations and stuff that have been coming out, you seen the allegation against Jay-Z not too long ago with like the little girl. I feel sooner or later the NFL is just gonna pull away and go back to just like pop performers.
Yep, or rock. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like we seen when they had I think it was like Shakira and
was it J-Lo?
J-Lo.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was like, "Oh, they're just twerking on stage." Like that was the first time you seen a huge backlash,
right?
From, you know.
Yep.
And I was like, maybe they're gonna cut it out then, and then they did the one with like Snoop and Dr. Dre and all them. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, we're cool, but now you're seeing it to where it's like, I think that they're gonna get ready to just pull that plug again, and
right?
You know.
I hope not. And at least with Kendrick, you're gonna get a good performance. He's not gonna be up there acting stupid. Like he really takes his craft serious. I hope, man. I hope he does Not Like Us like 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
Just over and over and over, and then walks off. No, it'd be tight. I mean, obviously he's gonna do like his older stuff, swimming pools, all that stuff. But
you think so?
I think he's gonna start off with that for the people who don't know who he is.
Okay.
Maybe like some of the older folk, like, okay, I remember that song. Okay, that's who that is. To get people familiar with him, and then he'll probably jump into like the GNX stuff.
Got you. See,
we'll see.
I thought it was gonna be GNX the whole way.
The whole time.
Like, yeah.
Which like, I'm cool with. I'm cool with that too.
You know, because I feel like he did most of the humbles and all that with the Dre one. You know
right.
When he came out, he did a good 3-4 songs of that.
Right.
I feel like this time he's just gonna go and showcase the new wave that he's trying to push.
Yep.
I'm honestly hoping that he drops a song from whatever album or whatever project he got coming up that day. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would be the biggest like rub in the face to him too. Like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm just gonna keep dropping on your ass, you know? Because there's no avoiding them.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Based off of performers, who is like one of the performers that you would want to see next year? Like, since they haven't announced who's somebody you feel deserves that to perform at a Super Bowl?
That's a good question. You know who I think would be a fun performer to watch? I don't know if the old heads would like this. Is like Travis Scott.
Fire.
Cause he got songs, and he's done like features with like Ed Sheeran, like, so he has stuff that he can perform up there that'll like tap into different people that listen to certain things or different genres of music. But I think Travis Scott would be cold up there. Aside from that, man, I don't know. Who do you think? Who would you like to see up there?
It'll probably never happen, but I feel like America gotta in no way am I okaying what he did, but we gotta stop rubbing it in Chris Brown's face that he did something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If they find a way to like let him perform, I feel that's gonna be the coldest.
That would be cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chris got a catalog too,
bro. Fire, and like I don't think we'll see another Chris. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Anytime soon.
Nope.
So we just gotta give the man his flowers.
Right.
Man. You know what I'm saying? Why every single time somebody does something big, they go and be like, oh, well, Chris Brown did this. You know what I'm saying?
15, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, man, let that man live.
Yeah, I feel like that one would be a cold one. And if not, fuck it, throw Tyler up there.
That'll be tight. Yeah.
I have a feeling Tiger, if he gets up there and does the Igor shit, fire, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, yeah, I think that those would be like the two that I would really want to watch.
Okay. Yeah. Before I let you get, man, what are your top 3 food spots in Sac? Where can put me on game?
All right, I like Benzitos. Tacos.
Okay, I'll be seeing their reels on Instagram, man. That shit looks fire.
Yeah, fire. I like that. So that'd be a good recommendation right there.
Is that a restaurant or that's a food truck?
Food truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out. But I also I like pupusas, which is like a Salvadorian type food. It's kind of like a flour disc type thing where they stuff it inside and they'll put like beans or whatever you want in there.
So it's like a thick tortilla that they stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda.
Okay.
And then they I don't know, it's fire.
It sounds fire.
But there's a spot on Northgate that I go to called Pupusa Central. That's where I get mine from. And then for the third one, shit. I don't know, bro. I like a little bit of everything, so it's kind of like I feel like Let me see. Fuck it, just pull up to any taco stand. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like right now we got so many taco stands down the streets and stuff.
What's your favorite taco stand?
My favorite one, as of late, is probably
like they're gonna hit no matter what time of day you go there.
Yeah, see, it's even hard for that because now I feel like it's so saturated that they all taste the same.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
And most of these guys, they're coming out from LA.
Okay,
like you ask them where you from, they we come from LA.
Oh damn.
They sell tacos, bro.
Yeah.
How much money is you making selling tacos, bro?
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like you just can never go wrong with a taco. So just
right.
Any stand. If you like beef tacos, I don't know if you've ever had them.
Yeah, no, fire.
I like going to Tony's Tacos. That's in the South.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Fire though. But yeah, what about you?
Food spots, man.
What's your taste? Like what do you like?
I can never go wrong with Mexican food.
Nice.
All day. And then obviously like some soul food. I'm big fried chicken, baked beans, potato salad, greens, cornbread,
Where's your spot?
Ribs.
Where's your soul food spot?
I don't really have them, man. I used to be making my own stuff.
Oh, nice. Fire.
I love, because I just, it's hard with me when I go to restaurants.
Yeah.
Something's usually off.
Yeah.
Right? And I get it. Like, they're back there, they're cooking a bunch of food. But here, like, I like to experiment with it. So I just get better.
It's the love, bro.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But, I always try to show love to anywhere, like, local.
No, I'm saying, like, when you make it at home, it's a different type of love you put into the food as you're prepping it.
Yep.
Where they're kind of like, we got to pump this shit out.
Get it out. And stuff is good. I love to eat. So I'll go anywhere. But I don't know. I don't really have any. I mean, if you ask me, this is probably a generic answer. I like Chondo's.
Fire.
Chondo's is fire, but I know, there's more spots out there now. So I'm definitely I'm gonna try Benzitos.
Yeah.
They've been looking too fire lately on the ground.
Go try that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely tap in. For this platform, like what is one view you got for the next year or so? Like what's something a bucket list challenge that you're willing to go after to try to accomplish, basically to push it forward?
Well, the first goal I set for myself was 10 episodes. Like, when I first started this, I'm like, I'm going to do 10.
Nice.
And see where I'm at. And I'm almost there.
7.
I'm at 7. And I was going to do just 5. And, like, to see how that took off. But it's just, they've been really growing. Something on the bucket list this year, I really want to get into the vlogs.
Nice.
I want to keep doing this, obviously. And I want to get kind of more out of the interview style. And kind of get more of, like, a set crew. Like, my plan was to get a bunch of faces on here in the beginning.
Nice.
And then start bringing back guests with guests.
Gotcha.
So I might get you back with the homie that sings. I might get the homie that sings with Cameron. I might get Cameron with, and just kind of start just building personalities around this platform and just kind of just shooting the shit up here.
Yeah.
Versus it being kind of like, okay. But a lot of that's getting people comfortable in front of the camera. So that's really my goal. But really the vlogs, speaking of these food places, I don't know about a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I want to like go out and start vlogging them like behind the scenes. Like, all right, I'm about to try 3 different dishes from so and so's taco. Here's a review. Here's where you can find them. Here's their Instagram page. Like, tell them PZ sent you. So I really want to get into that.
That's tight.
And that you watch some of these like vlogs on YouTube, and they look so simple. It's just someone there walking, but it's not. There's so much, and I've learned that even with this, there's so much that goes into it that like. I need to do more research and like study and what's hard is I don't really have no one like taking me under their wing with this. A lot of this stuff I'm like kind of doing on my own and like learning on my own. So that I've kind of been intimidated by it a little bit just because like I don't want to waste someone's time doing it, get back and be like, fuck, why should I did this? But you also got to start somewhere.
It could be overwhelming in the beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think I just need to just fight through it and just do it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big goal of mine. I plan to be in a studio sooner than later. I don't know how soon, but I eventually want to change kind of the scenery of this. I do like this look, but I definitely want to have more that pops with just the background and just where we're at. But those are probably the goals this year.
The only thing I would say, how you said you wanted to give yourself like a 10 episode window.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to scratch that and just like drop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of the comedians that I met, Luis Monra, he's from SoCal. He's always out here. You know what I'm saying? He lives out here now. He's performing out here. There was a day where I was in a slump, and it was kind of like he kept asking me like, "You're not gonna get up there?" And I was like, "Bro, to be honest with you, like I don't even feel like going up there. Like I don't feel like being funny." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Your only job is to be funny when you don't want to be funny." So I have a feeling that it's the same thing with this. Like even some days you're gonna be like, "Man, do I really want to drop some shit?" Drop it. You know what I'm saying? It's more about like the more you drop, the easier it becomes.
Right.
The nerves go away.
Right.
Because I'm going on a year. It'll be a year next month on the 27th.
Okay.
That I've been doing comedy.
Okay.
And yeah, you get the butterflies. You get the when you're getting up there, you kind of get like the cold sweats, all that.
Right.
But the more and more you keep doing it, the more comfortable you look up there.
Right.
Like there's times where I go up there and you can't tell me that it's only been a year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then there's other times where you let it get in your head and you going, know, yeah. But I just think that you got to stay with it, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
The content is dope, like you said.
Appreciate that.
Just keep pushing with it, bro. Like I feel like don't limit yourself.
Right.
Just keep going. The engagement will come. You know what I'm saying? It's millions of people out here.
Yep.
All it is catching the audience that fucks with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And eventually that shit is gonna take you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's definitely like right now we're just growing the following. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we got to be appreciative of all this little journey that we going on, because at the end of the day, like that little idea you had back in the day where, oh, I should do this. You're doing it now.
Right. Yeah.
Just stay at it, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate that for real.
For real.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. It when I set that goal, that's because I was nervous doing it. But now that I'm doing it, I'm like, I love this. Like
Easy.
So that's another thing I want to do. I want to start doing not like reaction videos, because that's what's so tricky about YouTube. It's like you got to be careful what you do, because they'll flag your shit and you lose everything. So that's why like I want an intro,
Nice.
but I'm scared. Like
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to have someone make a beat for me. But even with that, I'm like, all right. And then like even like us talking about topics, like I want to put like a clip up of it.
Nice.
But I don't want to get flagged. Like all it takes is just
Yeah.
But I also these other platforms get away with it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what are they doing?
I don't know if you noticed, but because I was looking at like doing the streaming and stuff too. There's an app where like you know how people get the different looks on their interviews or their pods or whatever, where it's like a camera will be focused this way. When you have one camera, there's an app that'll sit there and like you're able to like zero in on just you for a minute. Then it's little stuff like that like once you get comfortable with using all that, you're gonna be straight, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It goes back to like when I'm up there, I gotta learn how to read. Okay, this person's not fucking with this joke. Let me, you gotta learn how to adjust with it.
Right.
And it's only gonna get better through time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I really see like a lot of growth in you. You know
Appreciate
what I'm saying?
that, brother,
So
for
it's
real.
tight.
No, and same with you, man. Like I said, I know that's not easy.
Yeah.
To get up there and do that, and you're natural at it.
Yeah.
So keep doing it, man. And you got my support. Anything you got coming up, let me know. We're gonna promote it on here. I'll share it on the story. I'll pull up. You know what I mean? And they probably won't let me record in there, but I'll do a little before and after. Like I'll do a vlog of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's something on your bucket list that you want to check off this year?
Honestly, last year when I started, I always go, like I said, I always try to go big. So one of the things was like, I want to try to do my own show where it's like me, you know what I'm saying? Have people opening up and stuff, but like me at the end. And I had reached out a couple times to see if I could get the room at Punchline, and the first time I didn't really hear nothing back from them. Second time it was like, oh, we like somebody with a bigger following. I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, every time I reach out to do something like that, it's never expecting a yes. It's just me shooting my shot.
Right.
When you go up to a girl at the bar, you're not expecting a yes. You're just, hey, let me see. You know what I'm saying? You're fishing. Yeah. So that was me fishing. Now I'm at the point to where it's like, why wait when I could just kind of see if I could throw it myself? You know what I'm saying? Because I have a feeling that like, I could throw an event to where people will like what they see up there. I could get enough of the comedians that I've worked with to be like, hey, let's go do this and make it entertaining for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so now I'm at the point to where like I kind of want to build the funds up to do that. I wanted to do it initially when I first thought about it was early this year. But now since I want to travel and get my name out a little more, I'm setting it for next year.
Okay.
In the beginning of the year, I want to rent a spot out, sell like let's say a $20 ticket that includes a plate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's
so
dope.
you're basically only paying for your food.
Right.
We're doing this shit for free.
Right.
And then
that's dope.
You know, like whatever comes from it, cut off the people that help me with the other comedians, give them some shit too because they don't have to help me.
Right.
And then you know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's always like I'd rather take that step forward and see if it works out, so that next time I'm not left with the doubt. Like, damn, what if I would have did it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I wait for them to think that okay, you got enough followers, that might be 3-4 years. Where if I do it by my own, and then they see like, oh, okay, X amount of tickets were sold, you can't tell me I can't sell tickets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I feel like that's my biggest goal for this upcoming year, besides the traveling to other cities and stuff.
Okay.
Know? And even then, like it would be tight to have you do a thing with the comedians before that. You know what I'm saying? Get like you said, if you want to do the content, we could set it up to where you're able to talk to them before they hit the stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That way everybody's kind of involved. You know?
Right.
It'd be something.
That'd be dope, man. I'd love that. I'm open to anything too. This platform is. I don't care if you're a painter, you play the guitar, come sit down. Right. I want this platform to really show just a different side of what we can do up here.
Yeah.
With anything.
Yeah.
So no, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. I'm definitely a fan, and I'm excited for you. Stay marketing yourself, push yourself, on the platforms. Hopefully TikTok comes back, because everyone I've talked to that is kind of in this space says. Be on TikTok. Stay on TikTok with your clips. And I'm like, all right. And like you said, they have apps. There's one I use. I think it's called like Opus or something like that. But just a matter of doing it.
They say that TikTok's like the best algorithm to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where like Instagram and all these other ones is kind of like fizzled out already.
Okay.
That's the easiest one to reach a new audience. So definitely, if this ban gets lifted, then I
back on there.
Yeah, back on TikTok. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And I also want to do like a thing where I'm always thinking of how I can incorporate the people. So one of the challenges that I have for myself is sooner or later when I start dropping content, I want to do it to where like every month I'll put up a poll on my Instagram story, give me topics. Well, I'll pick 4 of the topics, and each week I drop a video with jokes based off of that one topic.
That'll be tight.
You know, just so that like
that'll be dope.
I feel like it'll help me with learning how to write better jokes.
Okay.
Now that I want to practice that. And it'll also make it to where like a challenge, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And people will feel like, oh, hey, that was cool. I seen him do that. I kind of got the inspiration from. Would you ever tap into Tory Lanez lives when he would write songs and people would send in like they'd send in the beat, and then he would be like searching through the beats. He would find one that he liked, and then he would be like, all right, start commenting song names or subjects. And they
I never seen that.
And he would just make a song.
Okay,
on the spot.
live.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah, I kind of got that inspiration through that.
Okay,
you know?
Okay.
Definitely a dope thing to see, and now hopefully I can, get good at doing it.
Okay.
You know? But
that's dope, man. You should do it, definitely.
Yeah, that should be tight, man.
Get some merch too, man. We'll put it up here on this table.
Hell yeah.
Figure out like a label or something, man. This platform, consider it your platform, man. Anytime you want to come sit down or bring somebody up here with you, man, it's always love. But I appreciate your time, brother, man. This ain't gonna be the only time you come sit down. Like I said, it's always open. Right. And I look forward to what you're doing this year, man. Seriously, I'm in your corner, and let me know what I can do to help support you.
Hell yeah, thank you. Same goes to you, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna keep tapping in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, this is all growth already.
Right.
They're seeing it in real time.
Right.
You know, you got mics now. At first, it was everybody's witnessing the evolution of it.
Right.
So it's definitely a fun process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm cheering for you, my boy.
Appreciate it, brother. Episode 7 in the books. Can you say something for our fam out there in Mexico. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, share.
Gracias por todo el apoyo. Denle like a la video. Compártanla con todos los amigos. Comenten ahí en la video también qué les gustó y cómo puede mejorar el episodio. Gracias.
Man, love you guys, man. Like, subscribe, share. I'm going to have his info right about here to his Instagram. It'll also be in the bio. Tap in, man. Anything he has coming up. If you guys have any questions about it, holla at me, holla at him. Appreciate you guys. We out.
Cool. Thank you.